life can be extremely difficult at times. We all know that, right? We have our daily struggles, our issues, our vices, the problems. And a lot of the problems and issues that we have to deal with are self-inflicted. And we all know what they are. They don't have to be listed, but we know deep down inside what they are. But a lot of times those issues unresolved lead to anxiety, depression, or worse, things like addiction. It just sends you down that really negative, bad path. Then that puts you into that cycle where you don't want to get out of bed. You feel helpless. You feel hopeless. And a lot of times I would catch myself, and maybe you do too, depending on your religion, God, universe, whatever you believe, but you say like, God help me. Why won't God help me? And, I have a pretty tough stance on that. And some people may disagree with this, but I'm a big believer that no external force or no other person or whatever can help you until you're ready to help yourself. Nobody can make your problems go away until you decide to take your first step and take the action to try to make them go away. Then you will find things that will help you, whether it's spiritual, whether it's other people, whether it's friends, whether it's family. But you have to be the one to initiate that action. You have to be the one to take responsibility for what you're doing. You have to be the one to decide that you want to change. Now, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you're struggling with an addiction, but you fail to address it and you continue the behavior, then why should you be upset or surprised that today is the same as yesterday? Now, that doesn't mean because you decide that you want to get better or you want to get over however you're feeling or get through whatever you're struggling with. It doesn't mean it's going to go away today, but you have to change your behavior. You have to start to do the things that maybe you're not doing. And they're baby steps. I talk to people all the time that ask me about wanting to overcome a dependency on an addiction or a substance. And I just say, look, when you give up a bad habit, you have to start to replace it with good habits, but you can't change it all at once because you're going to fail. And I can't tell you how many people I say, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, do two things. Don't worry about stopping the substance or stopping the behavior. Add a couple healthy things into it. Number one, drink a gallon of water a day. It's psychological. It's healthy. It will flush you. It'll hydrate your brain, your organs, and all of that. No, it's not going to make your addiction or depression or anxiety go away, but it will start to change your body. It will start to cleanse your body. The number two thing I tell people, go for a walk, 20, 30 minutes every day. You're not going to lose a ton of weight, but you know what that's going to do? That's going to start to shift your mind because now you're going to start thinking. You're going to look around. Do it without your phone, and don't do it with your dog, and don't do it with somebody else. Do it just yourself and just you and nature. Look at the sky, look at the trees, look at the birds. Pay attention to things that you normally don't pay attention to, and that will slowly start to change the way that you think and the way you look at things. Do that for a couple weeks, then it becomes habit. Then if you want to seek out some professional help, you want to start talking to people, but you have to start with the little baby steps. But everybody looks at me and says, oh, well, Evan, it's been 4 years and you look great and you don't understand what it's like and you're this and you're that. No, trust me, there's a really good chance I was worse than you, and I'm not saying that there aren't worse, because there are, but I do understand, I do get it, and I do know all the things that I tried, and I know what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And what worked for me won't necessarily work for you, but it's a good option. They're options for you to take. So if you woke up today feeling anxious, feeling depressed, feeling tired, feeling unmotivated, feeling dependent on something, well, nobody can change that for you. You have to decide that you want to fix it. You want to change it. You have to start the process. You have to take the initiative. It doesn't mean you have to do it alone, because chances are you can't do it alone. But you take your first step and say, I want to change. I guarantee you can change. And you have to understand that every day is not going to be perfect. You're going to have days that you're going to fail, and that's okay. Because courage is not failing. Courage is failing today and getting up tomorrow and saying, I'll try again. So take your first step today. Start implementing a couple positive, little, small things that you can do that's different from yesterday. Even if that means the only thing you can do is get out of bed. But if you get out of bed today, make your bed and then do it again tomorrow, because it'll give you your first sense of accomplishment that you've completed something for the day. So don't try to conquer everything all at once. Baby steps, and then you reach out, and then you'll find that people are going to be more willing to help you when they see that you're making the effort to help yourself. So hang in there. You can get there. I promise.